Hello everyone, Razorblade Mango here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. I'm going to be picking my, well, it's not like I'm going to determine this, but I'm going to be showing you guys my picks for the various categories of the Game Awards this year. This is just going to be for fun, just to have this video out there as a preface to the live stream for the Game Awards, which I will be streaming on Thursday. And normally I don't care about doing this, but it's just for fun. And it's not like these awards really matter anyway. I mean, even for the winners, it's like, yay, you won an award at the Game Awards. Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's stupid. This whole event is always stupid. No one gives a shit about these awards. No one who doesn't have some kind of monetary reward for having a game nominated or winning an award should give a shit about these awards. If you're somebody who's not involved in these companies who cares about what this panel of judges thinks about the games that are represented throughout the year, then I don't know. Then you're probably stupid. No one should care. But this is just going to be for fun. So I'm going to be going through most of the categories. Some of them I'm going to skip because I just don't care, and I don't have anywhere enough expertise to judge some of these as far as what I would kind of give a shit. Like esports, I don't watch esports. Uh, Content creator, I don't fucking know who most of these people are, and Nibelian being nominated as a content creator is a fucking joke to me. So I'll probably be skipping that. So I don't know. Let's just go through it and see what we got. I've only seen what's nominated for Game of the Year. I haven't really done a deep dive into what the individual categories are and what they've been nominated for. So this will be a little bit of a surprise for the both of us. So do it. So I'm actually going to start backwards and go because they start with Game of the Year as the first category on here, which is dumb. So I'm gonna go back, and I skipped all the esports content creator crap. I think I skipped the content creator because like who gives a shit. And then we're starting with most anticipated game, and the nominees are Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Starfield, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Starfield is like immediately no. So my vote, this is easy. My vote would be Final Fantasy 16. I'm excited for Hogwarts Legacy. I'm excited for Resident Evil Remake. I'm definitely excited for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but Final Fantasy 16, that is like the upper echelon of things that I'm looking forward to next year as far as games. That is one. This is one of these games that is like, if I have to, I will take a day off work to play this. I will set aside whatever I need to do in order to get at least like a day or two of pure gameplay out of this. Just nobody bother me. I told people when God of War came out, do not bother me. I'm spending the day with God of War. Don't fucking bother me. And they were probably looking at me like I was crazy or something. But Final Fantasy 16, that's my vote for most anticipated game. Go to this. Best adaptation. This is another one that's very easy for me. That would be, yeah, I just see Arcane and I automatically like, yep, that's my pick. Arcane I thought was really good. Cyberpunk Edgerunners I haven't watched yet just because I'm just kind of disinterested in a lot of cyberpunk stuff nowadays, at least related to that IP. Cuphead show, it's okay. It's not as good as it's not as good as I was hoping it would be, but it's okay. And then Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is, both of those movies to me are surprisingly decent. They're pretty good. I think I enjoyed the first one more just because it was a little shorter. It didn't feel like it had as much filler as as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 did, but Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was pretty good. It was fun. And then Uncharted was just crap. I did not like Uncharted. I thought the opening third was okay, and then it just went fucking downhill from there, just nosedived after that third. And Uncharted to me is kind of a canary in the coal mine of what I can expect from these future PlayStation Productions style things, and I'm not confident in the future. This is the kind of quality that we're going to expect, but Arcane is easily the best thing out of this bunch for me. Best debut indie. It is, let's see, Neon White, Norco, Stray, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors. Stray is easily the pick for me. I haven't played Neon White. Card-based combat isn't normally my thing. Tunic, I have had this downloaded on Game Pass forever, and I still haven't touched it yet, so I can't vote for that. Vampire Survivors, I'm not very familiar with. Norco, I have heard really good things about this, but it's a point and click style game, which so Stray for me, definitely. Let's see. Content. Oh, I didn't skip this. Content Creator of the Year. I'll be honest, besides Nibellion, I don't know who any of these people are. And Nibellion being here is a farce as far as I'm concerned. If Nibellion didn't do this like weird self-righteous like, oh, I'm quitting Twitter kind of thing, he wouldn't be on here. They wouldn't. I'm sorry. Let's just call it for what it is. This is just a pity nomination. Nibellion being here, and I have nothing against Nibellion as a Twitter account. I did like that account. It was useful. It was like having like a custom newspaper of the video game related things throughout the day, and it was fun. But I, like many people, I really seriously raised my eyebrow when Nibellion started to be like, "Oh, subscribe to my Patreon and support me there." It's like, support you for what? Like retweeting other people's information and just saying that that's a thing? The fuck? Like, what do you mean? What am I supporting as far as content on here? Because it's not. It's just, you're just like parroting off people's content, which again, it's not bad for a Twitter account. Like it's one of the few Twitter accounts I could stomach, but I think Nibellion, the person behind this account, kind of flew a little too close to the sun, thinking that they were that important in the grand scheme of things when they started cuddling up to a lot of like games industry press and all that. So I mean, it sucks that Nibellion is gone, but having him nominated for Content Creator of the Year, as like you're sticking it to Twitter and sticking it to Elon Musk, it's like okay, come on. Like, so no votes there. I'm not voting in this category. Best multiplayer. I haven't played any of these games. So, well, actually, I did play the beta for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but it's just that kind of gameplay is just not my thing. This like Twitch reflexes, first person shooter kind of shit. I haven't played Multiverses. I haven't played Splatoon 3. I haven't played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. I refuse to play Overwatch 2, so I'm not voting on this. Best sports / racing game. There's only one I've played, and that's Gran Turismo 7, which so I'll vote for that. I'm not gonna play any of these other ones. So I mean, even Gran Turismo 7, like I did the whole video about where I thought the live service garbage got in the way of what is otherwise like a really solidly made racing game. But among the five, I mean, this is the one that I'm like, okay, yeah, because it's the only fucking one I've played. Best sim / strategy. I haven't played any of these, and strategy is not normally my thing, so no. Best family. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, Mario plus Rabbids, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. Yeah, it's filled with a lot of Nintendo shit, like it normally is. I definitely not voting for Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. That game was so fucking boring to me. That game is so uninteresting to talk about that I don't even want to do a video about it. When I played it, I was so bored, and I thought about doing a video just tearing it to shreds, but the more I thought about it and the more notes I jotted down about it, I just realized, man, it is so... I don't want to talk about this. It's so boring. It's so uninteresting. So I'm going to go with... I haven't played it, so this is like kind of cheating. So I'm going to go with Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which I know it's Ubisoft, but it's got Yoko Shimomura as the composer, so or one of the composers, so I'm biased there. Sorry. Best fighting game. This is another joke. Sifu being here, just because it focuses around kung fu, that automatically makes it a fighting game. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat, um, yeah, no, that Seafood, no. Like, it has combat in it, it has head-to-head combat in it, but it being a fighting game is a fucking joke. It should have been in the action game category. I don't know why it's here as a fighting game. It's not a fighting game. It's a fighting game, but it's not a fighting game. Like, you know what I fucking mean. It's stupid. This category. All the rest are here. I haven't played any of these other ones. But Sifu being here is ridiculous, so I'm not gonna vote this. Best role playing is Elden Ring, Live Alive, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm gonna go. I'm going with Elden Ring out of these, because Elden Ring to me has the most extensive class building system. I assume it has the most class, like the biggest class building system out of all these, and I was really impressed by the depth that you can like create a class basically in Elden Ring. You can create some broken ass builds if you know what you're doing. So I was very impressed with the level of variety as far as the role playing aspect. Best action / adventure. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, there's A Plague Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Tunic. This is a tough one for me because, like okay, Horizon Forbidden West, no. Plague Tale Requiem, which I did like. I played it and I liked it, but no. So it's mainly comes down to Stray and God of War. And this is tough for me because I think God of War Ragnarok is the better game by far in terms of combat, but its puzzles annoy me. And then Stray is as really, like, it doesn't really have that many puzzles. It's very linear. If we're going by which of the two represents this category of action adventure, you know, the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, because Stray is pretty linear. God of War, it can be linear, but there's more things off the beaten path. And I guess the sense as far as like exploration, even then, it's like Stray I thought was great as far as giving me motivation to go explore things, and then God of War also has that as well. Shit. And I'm not gonna flip a coin because that would be cheating. I'm gonna go with Stray on this one because Stray is, I think God of War, if God of War Ragnarok's puzzles were better and they weren't so stupid a lot of the time, and if it didn't spoil so many of the puzzle solutions for you in the gameplay, I would go with that. So I think the combat in God of War Ragnarok is like blast the shit out of the stuff in Stray, the minor combat in Stray. But I just think as far as going on an adventure and encouraging you to explore, and I think as far as the ease of traversal, I think Stray is the superior game between the two. So, yeah, sorry. Like, God of War Ragnarok, it's very good. I have a video about it soon, but Stray, as far as like combining, so if I'm reading this, the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving, I think Stray is better. I'll just be honest. Best action game. Bayonetta. So Sifu is here. So it is in the action category. So that's dumb that it's in the fighting game too. So why aren't all those other fighting games in this category as well, since they're technically action games? So Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge. Definitely not voting for Bayonetta 3. But I kind of feel like I haven't played Sifu yet, but I really don't want to give it to Call of Duty. So I'm going to go with Sifu. Sorry. I'll go with Sifu. Best VR / AR. I haven't played any of these, and I can't normally do VRs. Longtime listeners to the channel know. Innovation and accessibility. Recognizing software pushing that's pushing the medium forward for adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So the nominees are As Dust Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, Last of Us Part 1, Quarry. The only 3 of these I played is As Dust Falls, God of War Ragnarok, and The Last of Us Part 1. I'm going to go with The Last of Us Part 1 as this, because the accessibility options in this game, without purely just turning on an invincibility mode, like what Psychonauts 2 did, I think last year, where Psychonauts 2 was like patting themselves on the back for how like accessible they were, but all they did was just put an invincibility mode in there. They didn't really push the medium forward. Like The Last of Us Part 1, even God of War Ragnarok is both are extremely impressive in terms of accessibility, but as far as the range of options, I'm gonna go with The Last of Us Part 1 on this, because I was blown away by the amount of accessibility options there. And then As Dust Falls, it has some, but I don't remember. It was nowhere near as impressive with the accessibility as God of War Ragnarok or The Last of Us Part 1. If you can make a game like a narrative heavy, action heavy game like The Last of Us Part 1 or the Ragnarok, where you can make it accessible for people who are blind, that's fucking impressive. That's really, really goddamn impressive. So next category is Best Community Support. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates and patches. Ooh, I'm not gonna go with Apex Legends, even though Apex, impressively, it supports the game pretty well. Destiny 2 is quite good. Final Fantasy 14's support is great. Fortnite's support is great. No Man's Sky support is great. So I think as far as like, I'm going to go with what I've personally played. So that would be down to like Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's Sky. Final Fantasy 14, I've heard nothing but great things about. I'll get to it someday, but outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, game updates and patches. I'm tempted to go with No Man's Sky because it has done so many things without asking like for a penny from its audience. I'm gonna go with No Man's Sky on this, because No Man's Sky, I don't like No Man's Sky. I'll be the first one to admit that. I still do not like No Man's Sky even after all these years. I like Destiny 2 and Fortnite far more as games compared to No Man's Sky, but Destiny 2 and Fortnite have their influence as far as like the monetization and all that. I'm not exactly crazy about that, even though I do think, and also Destiny 2 and Fortnite are running on like much bigger budgets than Hello Games is. So for Hello Games to, and again, Hello Games, they fucked up when No Man's Sky came out. Let's just put it simply, they fucked up. And normally I don't give any second chances when it comes to games like this. And Hello Games knew what the fuck they were doing when they launched this in the state that it was in. But Destiny 2 did as well. But Destiny 2 has kind of turned it around. Even though if I'm not crazy about a lot of the things that are in Destiny 2 right now. No Man's Sky. Like, as tempted as I am to give it to Fortnite, because Fortnite, I think, is the much better game compared to No Man's Sky. I know people love to shit all over Fortnite. It's popular to shit on Fortnite, but I really like Fortnite as a game, but it is able to do so and keep up its patches and transparency and all that because it makes so much money off the microtransactions. No Man's Sky does not. It purely relies on, I'm sure, investments from some companies and sales of the game. So it's very impressive the amount of free content they've added. So I'm going to go with No Man's Sky on this one. Best mobile game. No. Skip that. Best indie game for outstanding creative technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publisher system. So the only game out of these 5 that is truly an indie game, an independently developed game, is Sifu, Slow Clap. Because the rest of these have publishers, and that is like so the exact opposite of an indie game. To me, an indie game is something where the developer does the publishing as well. They maybe get outside help, some kind of investment into the game, but this is on them. Like Kena Bridge of Spirits to me is a real indie game because it's independently made and published by Ember Labs. And it's the same thing with Sifu, with Slow Clap. But as far as what is the better game, the only ones I've played out of these are Cult of the Lamb and Stray. And Cult of the Lamb, even if Cult of the Lamb wasn't a fucking mess when it came to its bugs, I would still give it to Stray just because I think Stray is an excellent game. Cult of the Lamb could have had a shot, but it's far too shallow, and it still, even like 4 months, or how long was it? It came out in August, so yeah, like almost 4 months after launch, it is still inexcusably buggy on PS5, which is where I played at. So Stray definitely gets that for me. Best ongoing. Award to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. The only one I haven't played out of these is Final Fantasy 14, but I think I'll probably get some heat for this, but I'm gonna go with Fortnite on this because it's really impressive what Fortnite has been able to add to the game with each season and keep it going. Bungie is how they support Destiny 2 is very impressive as well, but they ask for expansion money every year on top of the microtransactions. So, and it's the same thing with Final Fantasy 14, where they have the paid expansions and they have the microtransactions and all that. But Fortnite has the cacophony of microtransactions, but I can't think of anything outside of skins at like actual in-game events that they have asked people for money for, which they can afford to offset the cost because they're, the microtransaction money is like fucking raking it in for them. So again, I'm probably gonna get heat for it, but I will give this to Fortnite. I think that is very impressive for a game like Fortnite, a free-to-play game especially, and it's fun. Like I like Fortnite. I really like Fortnite. Sue me. So games for impact. Okay, this category to me has always been a fucking joke. For thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. That could apply to a lot of different things. So, a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. What does that mean exactly? Like, if it means that a game is like, if it has like I assume it means because they thought, oh, it has like a gay character in it, or it's about like a pro-social topic, like trans issues or Black Lives Matter or something like that. Like to me, it's like a lot of games are thought-provoking with a pro-social message or meaning. Like if we're going by that thing, that kind of criteria, I really think there are games that came out this year that are much better, that have thought-provoking messages with pro-social meaning than fucking boring ass A Memoir Blue and lame ass As Dusk Falls. And the rest of these, I haven't played any of these other ones, to be fair. I was kind of interested in this one. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. It looked kind of interesting, but I have never liked this category. I just think it is a way for these companies to come out and circle jerk themselves for going, it's like, oh, look at us, we have a gay character in our game, which again, nothing wrong with that, but if you have to come out and brag about it, then I question your intent with what you're doing with that character. Like to me, I think a game like Stray actually has a more thought-provoking pro-social meaning and message than the games that I've played on this list. Stray is about, the downfall of the social experience with how we as people interact with one another. It's about the, being second-class citizens stuck in a slum while we're trapped by a greater power or a higher kind of body of government or something like that. To me, Stray is a far more interesting message about that, and it doesn't knock you over the head with it like I assume some of these other games do. Like A Memoir Blue, it's like The fuck? Like, no, that was boring as shit. So no, I've never liked this category. I'm not gonna vote for it. I just think it's dumb. So best performance, and again, I think this is a rather weak category this year, and maybe just reflective of what a weak year 2022 has been for games. But I think the only ones out of these that are like of noteworthy quality are A Plague Tale, which is a Charlotte McBurney, who I thought she does a very good job as Amicia. Christopher Judge is very good as Kratos. Sunny Suljic is very good as Atreus. I haven't played Immortality. Ashley Birch being here, like Ashley Birch is talented, but her being here representing Aloy, it's like, I don't think so. Not. It's not a bad performance. It's just not. I don't think it's award worthy caliber or anything like that. I don't even know what I would pick if I don't even think the best performance from Ragnarok is in this category, honestly. I don't even think the best performance from Horizon Forbidden West is in this category. So, I'll go with Christopher Judge just cuz I think of these 5, he's the one that gives the best performance out of them. There's a lot to Kratos in Ragnarok that I find interesting. Atreus is good, very good as well, but I think Christopher Judge is slightly better. And A Plague Tale Requiem, it's very good, but not my pick out of these 5. Best audio design. Ooh, this will be a tough one. So, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. This is very different from score. So, God of War, Ragnarok, Call of Duty, Elden Ring, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West. I haven't played Call of Duty, so I can't. This is tough because I think all 4 of these games, as far as their soundscapes, are excellent. Not even thinking about the music, which I assume is a different category as far as the music. But man, so I would have to like go into each 4 of these games individually and just sit there and like listen to because all 4 of them I think have excellent sound design. So, but I think I'm going to go with Gran Turismo 7 on this. Because of these 4, this is the one where, because like with these 3, you basically have free reign to create your own soundscape. You know, these 2 are fantastical environments. This is a post-apocalyptic America. So all 3 of them have free reign to basically just do whatever they want with the sound design and crafting their own atmospheres. Gran Turismo 7 has a unique challenge because it has to do its damnedest to realistically evoke real life cars, real life sounds as to how it feels to race on the tracks. And I love the little like sounds that play during the menus as well. I love that. It makes the game feel classy. It complements the visual design very well. So I'm gonna go with Gran Turismo 7 on this one. I think either Elden Ring or God of War will win, but I really love Gran Turismo 7's audio design. And I think this one had the hardest task as far as staying in a lane and trying to be great even with the restrictions that it has with replicating real life. So I'm gonna go with Gran Turismo 7 on this. Best score / music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and licensed soundtrack. Oh, that's disappointing. There's no Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle? Really? Because I thought that game had a really good soundtrack. Not not including the Yoko Shimomura bits, which are great. So Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Metal Hellslinger, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm not going to include this just because it's a lot of like it's a lot of like original music, like lyrics and stuff. I'm not going to include this. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I'm not going to include that. Um, there are more composers than Tsukasa Saito. There's more composers than that. There's like a lot more composers. I don't understand why only Tsukasa Saito is credited with this. That's dumb. But of these three, I like Plague Tale's score. I think the sounds that play when the rats appear are creepy as hell, or any music that pops up when something fucked up is going on is really creepy and unnerving, and I like that aspect. It has a very good score. God of War Ragnarok, that has a great score, but it reuses a lot of the motifs from the original game, which is a smart decision because the motifs from the original game are fantastic. But I'm gonna go with Elden Ring on this one because I love a lot of the boss themes, and as far as music, I think Elden Ring is one of the strongest that From have done yet. I think it has the best soundtrack outside of Bloodborne, in my opinion. I think it might even be better than Bloodborne's soundtrack, possibly. But I love a lot of its boss themes. I'm really excited to hear if they release DLC for it. I'm really excited to hear some of the boss themes for it. All right, so we're getting down to the end. Best art direction. Ooh, for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, and Stray. Ooh, this is tough. Ooh, um, I think I'm gonna knock Horizon Forbidden West out of this right out of the gate because I it has a good art style, but I don't think it's quite as unique as some of the ones on here. I'm going to knock out Scorn as well because Scorn takes a lot of inspiration from H.R. Geiger, so it's not exactly original. I think I'm gonna knock out God of War Ragnarok as well, which again, it's a beautiful game, looks great, good art direction, but I think the art direction is not as striking as Elden Ring's or Stray's. And between Stray and Elden Ring, as much as I love Stray's cyberpunk city, its atmosphere, its contrasting colors, its harsh lighting, I'm gonna go with Elden Ring on this because the variety of places that you can visit is outstanding. And it's extremely impressive the amount of environment variety that Elden Ring has. And it has a very sharp focus on composition where it feels like a very feels very like painterly almost, where even when you are standing over a cliff looking over at a distance, it feels like it was put there intentionally, and the design of the world and design of the art feels more thoughtful than the rest of these four games. So I'm gonna go with Elden Ring on this one. I love Elden Ring's art direction. Best narrative. So, outstanding storytelling and narrative development in game God of War Ragnarok. I don't even need to read the rest of these. I think God of War Ragnarok easily has the best story out of all five of these. A Plague Tale Requiem, I thought it was strong in the beginning, and it kind of peters out towards the end. It has a very weird ending. Elden Ring's, there's been like a lot of controversy of Elden Ring being here. I think Elden Ring's narrative is really good if you take the time to search for it, do the usual like detective work you have to do from a lot of the in-game item descriptions and a lot of the things the characters say. Horizon Forbidden West, no. Immortality, I haven't played. So I'm gonna go with God of War Ragnarok easily. This to me easily has the best narrative out of the five. All right, best game direction awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So the nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Immortality, and Stray. So I haven't played Immortality, so I'm knocking that out. I'm knocking out Horizon Forbidden West because it is some of the design is very questionable. I know people are going to get mad at me for doing this, but I'm going to knock out Elden Ring as well because I have a video in the works about it. It's like one of the it's probably the last video I'll release this year because I wanted to put enough distance between Elden Ring's release and when I finally talk about it to say like what I honestly think of the game. So I'm gonna knock Elden Ring out for reasons that I will reveal at a future time. So down to God of War Ragnarok and down to Stray. Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Again, I think people are gonna be mad, but I'm gonna go with Stray on this one because I think Stray is more focused when it comes to its direction and its design. It's very linear, but it's all killer, no filler. God of War Ragnarok has some filler in it that I'm not crazy about, and some of its design I think is just downright bad in some cases. Again, I have a video in the works about God of War Ragnarok, the video about it, where I get into everything. So I'll go into more detail about that at a later date. So for now, I'm going to go with Stray. And finally, Game of the Year between A Plague Tale Requiem, which is a little weird, because I think Plague Tale Requiem, it's good, but it's not great. Elden Ring, which is obvious. God of War Ragnarok, which is obvious. Horizon, no. Stray, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised Stray is there. Like, even though it feels like the here's our token indie game for the year. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which, okay. I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, so that's out. So on the night of the event, it's really going to come down to Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok of the two. And I believe that Elden Ring is going to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I just think it does. I think it will. So between Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok, what would I pick? Neither. Neither. I'm going with Stray as my Game of the Year. Out of these, Stray isn't even my Game of the Year overall, but it's my Game of the Year of these 6. And the reason for it is simply because I think I had, out of all of these games that I've played on this list, which are 5 out of the 6, I had the most fun with Stray, and I got the most out of it. And I know people are gonna not be happy with that decision, but for me personally, I think as far as vision and consistency and design and focus, I think Stray is the Game of the Year out of all these 6. I think its music is great, artistic design beautiful, storytelling is interesting. It's not like God of War Ragnarok good, but it's very good, better than I expected. It's cute. I would love to replay it again someday, and I just think I love Stray. I'm sorry. Well, I know a lot of people got mad that Stray was even nominated, which I was surprised it got nominated, but I wasn't mad because I adore Stray, and I think Stray is the best out of these 6. And I'm not doing this to be a contrarian, because I think even the Game Awards falls into this trap, is that people like to vote for what is the most expensive looking game most of the time, or the one that is the most mainstream or the most popular. And really, I really do believe like none of these other 4 stand a chance. It's going to be against Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, and even then, I think Elden Ring is going to win. But Stray is my Game of the Year out of these 6. But it's not my Game of the Year overall. And what that game is will, I think will surprise some people. But anyway, that's it as far as I'm concerned for this stuff. So I will see you all on Thursday, and let's hope this isn't an utter catastrophe this year. So yeah, have a good one, everyone. See ya.